What is going on, everyone? Shino775 here, and I'm bringing you the next episode of the Twisted Metal Black Let's Play. Now, in the last episode, I believe we went through Outlaw storyline, and now we've got up next RoadKill. After that, we're going to end up getting Brimstone, and after that, we've got Minion. And that's pretty much going to be ending the series there. So after these last three characters, that's going to be the end of this little Let's Play, and I'll be moving on, hopefully, to the next one in the series, or probably, most likely, I'll be moving on to Twisted Metal 2012, which was originally going to end up being what the next Let's Play was going to be after this one. But that's aside from the point. Let's get started with RoadKill. There are little details. He's got a bit of amnesia, so he's going to end up having a bit of a different kind of storyline, but we're going to end up seeing. And yeah, let's just see what his little introductory offer thing is. Alright.
The doctors said it was some kind of amnesia. No one could figure out who I was or where I came from. There were some days I wondered if I actually existed at all. All we had to go on were the tattoos. Somehow, they were the key to the person I was. And from the looks of them, you'd think I was a nasty piece of work. I was beginning to think I'd never discover the truth. Then, the truth just kind of waltzes in through my door. The guy's name was Calypso. He ran this contest. He tells me he can clear everything up. I tell him to get lost before I break his freaking neck. But then he shows me this picture. Me, in a suit, all nice and neat, like I was actually someone important. He said there was this whole life just waiting for me. All I had to do was win his contest. How could I refuse? Now I had a chance to get the answers I needed. Let's face it, who wants to spend the rest of their life as a nobody?
Alright, and there you have it. So he pretty much had amnesia. We don't really know quite how yet. And he just wants to know who himself is. I've been lost for so long. Calypso says he knows who I am. But if I win, will I have the guts to face the truth? Well, that's up to you to decide, not I. But hey, we're going to end up trying to figure out what exactly we can go and do up here. And hopefully we can go and get all this stuff to, work out for us. So, let's see if I can go and get this thing to work. There we are. And let's see here. Go on and start taking out people left and right. And yeah, I did a bit of a pre-recording when I was doing this, and I ended up messing up a few of the things on the recording process. So I ended up having to redo this one. And yeah, we're gonna end up having to get a different run at this. But you guys didn't really miss much. I'll try to go over as much of the stuff I did on the pre-recording. Heck, some of you don't even know what the pre-recording is, except didn't release it. Yeah, so, yeah. But the one thing that some of you might notice, that others already noticed, is that RoadKill, the driver, John Doe, he is actually on a different cutscene. He is actually on Outlaw's cutscene. So if you guys will remember back to that, you guys will probably remember what he kind of looked like on there. So I'm not really sure if it was him on that one or not. It's kind of hard to tell because, as you guys know, on Outlaws, he killed the guy the first time, and second time the guy killed him. So this is again a bit before that. You gotta remember, storylines, whenever they'll end, don't quite go the same way as they always do, which is weird. And I hate when the freaking level gets this dark, where you can't even see anything like that often, which kind of sucks. But let's see here. We'll take out. Yep, there we are. And alrighty. Let's see here. Let's see here. What else? What else does he have? Oh yes, there we are. Let's go get the zoomy on this bitch. There we are. And another thing I was actually noticing is that a lot of the characters don't really change their, well, not in the sense of their way they look or anything, but they haven't really changed, like what characters go in the Twisted Metal games and all that. I mean, you usually have your regular set of characters. I mean, you got Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, except in this game he's called Sergeant Grimm because, you know, he's the army guy. And then you also got like just different types of characters that you can easily kind of recognize. Axel, he's always been the same throughout like all the other ones. I can't quite remember any game that he's been different than what he's actually is. I mean, even in 2012 they have him still in the same kind of version. And then you also got Sweet Tooth. He's always been the clown, and let's see, he's always been the clown in the ice cream truck. They changed him up slightly on this one, where they gave him the mecha, and then they also gave him the mecha on Twisted Metal 2012. And then there's a few other guys that, you know, here and there would come in, and you know they'd have a similar type of car, like let's see, who was it? Darkseid. Darkseid's always had, I believe, the semi. It might have been changed up on later on games, but as far as I know, it's always been a semi. Spectre has always been kind of a sports car. The driver has always changed, not like always as in, you know, every single game has been different, but they have been different drivers mostly. And this one, I mean, it's not even a guy, and it's usually a guy that was driving, and this one it's a woman. You got RoadKill. RoadKill will come in different like forms too. Crimson Fury, he's actually, or he or she is actually one that isn't really put into this game. They probably replaced him with somebody else. Oh, hey, it's me and Brimstone. What a quinkydink. And you know, there's several other characters that have come and gone. Every once in a while, they'll bring back a character that's been there for like a while. Other times they won't. It all really depends on, well, the developers in general and what the community wants to see sometimes. But I mean, they're never really going to stray away from like their original people. And that includes, you know, Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, Axel, you know, the characters I just kind of mentioned earlier. Let's see here. Should we go freeway or suburbs? I don't quite remember which one we were on last time, so I'm going to go with the suburbs just to try it out. I don't really quite remember. And yeah. So, let's see. What is he going to say on this? One battle down. That wasn't so bad. For some reason, this killing, it comes so easy to me. I wish I knew why. Well, you're going to find out eventually. I mean, that's the whole point of the story, isn't it? But yeah. See, overall though, in some of the characters have come and gone. Warthog actually was, they changed him up slightly. They still made him a military type-esque vehicle, usually, as far as I remember. Warthog always had the attack similar to what RoadKill's is right now, where you charge up the missiles and send out like a barrage of missiles. I think it might have been Twisted Metal 2 or 3 that had the red, white, and blue missiles. And it was always like a Humvee or something like that. And this one they changed it up to the wagon with the tank treads. And you know, there's always been these different ones, and it all really depends on, you know, how they want to interpret the character in, you know, this game. And it all just really depends on a lot of things, though. But I mean, either way, they usually have a good intention in mind with how they create a character or how they create a car, because every driver has their car and every car has their driver. But it's always kind of flip-flopped on how they want to perceive things, whether they want to have more storyline on the character itself, or they want to have the car be its own persona. And they kind of did a bit of both on this one, where, you know, you'll kind of understand why this certain character is driving this car, or why you know, this car is acting the way it is, and such like that. And I mean, they've never really strayed away from the main ones, like I said. Axel, I believe he's never really changed in general. I mean, oh shit. Okay, so you can actually charge the missile to the maximum. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I wish I kind of knew which one it was. Alright. That'll be it. Alright, let's just continue on to something else. Oop, there goes Axel, and there goes Yellow Jacket just flying on by. But yeah, I mean, it's always cool that they, you know, at least stick with something. But they've kind of changed it up in 2012, where it was only 3 characters and your selection of cars. They did a lot of things that the normal Twisted Metal wouldn't have really had. A lot of people didn't quite like it, but overall, I mean, they did more gameplay than they did for story, which a lot of people didn't like. I particularly wasn't one of those people that liked the way they did the story. I mean, the gameplay was fun, the multiplayer was great, but they just didn't really do that great of a job with the story. I mean, Twisted Metal is actually one of those games that is not all about the gameplay, it's about the story. A lot of these people know these characters. They've grown up with these characters, you know, these characters were their, you know, were their childhood. And I mean, I'm like, I can't really blame them for all that. I mean, they probably were trying to do something else with it, but they did make a good gameplay mechanic, but they didn't really have a great story, which happens a lot in these kind of modern day games. But either way, I mean, it still came out with a great game, and you know, people really do enjoy it. Overall, I mean, you can wish for more, but at the end of the day, you're not the one making the game. They are. They're the ones that are putting in the time and effort into actually doing something with it. And whether it be, you know, more similar to the other ones or not, that's, you know, really up to them, because they get the final word in it. But they can always do updates and things like that. But I mean, from what I've heard, they're not even going to be doing anything else to Twisted Metal 2012. I mean, it's already been a year and they haven't really done much to it. They focus more on the multiplayer, not on the story. And David Jaffe, who was the kind of the lead person on it, he's also worked on God of War and things like that. But I mean, he's already gone from the company, so he's not even with them anymore. So he doesn't really have much say in what goes on Twisted Metal anymore. But it's happened. But that's just how it goes, I guess. All right, let's see here. What else? What else? Oh, there's one. There we are. And hey there. All right, now go and take you out. And I totally missed that one. And let's try this again. There we are. Yellow Jacket got destroyed, and we are finito. So now we have one more game, and then I'll end the episode and go on to Minion, which will end up also being a different character. Alright, so Suburbs, yes. Save that. Take a sip of my drink. And continue on. Alright, so we got Highway Loop or Downtown. Now this one I do remember because I was actually going through my videos the other day, and I do remember which one I ended on this time. So we're going to go through Highway Loop because we did Downtown last time. So let's see what he says on this level. And yeah, my God, I'm starting to remember my past. I see others like me, and a bomb. I see the end of the world. Jesus, who am I? Well, you're certainly not Jesus, I can tell you that much. But you know, that's what their story is going to end up entailing. What are you? You know, where exactly did you get those tattoos, and what do they signify? The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? I'm probably going to get some crap about bringing in a freaking Call of Duty reference in here, but hey, whatever. I think it was kind of needed. Some people will say probably not, but whatever. Seriously, for the life of me, I still cannot figure out how to get these freaking things shot behind me. But I'll eventually earn it, I guess. Let's see here. Here we are. And there we are. And there we are. Okay, let's see here. 7 enemies left. Alright, there's Brimstone. Hey, come on, man. We're going to be playing you next time. You can't be doing this to me. Alright, so let's go and hit him on there. Alright. And let's see. For those of you that were wondering, I do get this question often. And it's pretty much like, why are you playing with cheat codes? And, you know, doesn't it take out the fun of the game? Or you are taking the fun out of the game? I still get questions like, or not, well, questions and comments about that all the time. But really, I mean, like I said, once I get to Minion, I'm not even gonna activate a cheat code. It's just gonna be straight gameplay. I'm not really gonna care if I die or not. I'm probably gonna end up dying a lot. But it all depends on what I can go and get done, and how often I can get it done. Because I mean, after this character, all I've got is Brimstone, and Brimstone is pretty much going to be the last like choosable character, so to say, like default. And then since I've completed all the other character storylines, I'm probably going to end up getting into the other one. And then end up getting the little cutscene for Minion, unlocking him, anyways. And yeah, but there's one little thing about Minion that is kind of different than all the others, and if you guys notice in loading screens, they'll give you a little bit of like a backlog, you know, they're like inner thoughts kind of thing, not with the cutscenes, but just, you know, for loading screen pretty much. And with him, instead of using like letters and making words, he actually uses numbers, so you kind of have to decode them. There's a web page I usually use that will give me all the messages, like they already have them typed out and all that, so I'll probably be probably be reading off of that when I get to him. So yeah, so that way you guys can actually figure it out and, you know, see what exactly he is. Because there's actually a very special thing, and they've included this in most of the Twisted Metals. I say most because probably the ones by 989 did not have this little like storyline quirk thing. But for those of you that played head on and played it fully through with like all the characters and all that, you guys will know what this whole character thing is about him. And the other ones, it's been something between, well, with RoadKill, not this RoadKill exactly, but another RoadKill. And yeah, I don't really quite want to ruin it just yet because we still haven't gotten to that point in the game, or in the game series, I should say. And yeah, but for those of you that were still kind of wondering about when I'm going to be releasing the next ones, I don't know quite when. I still got a few other Let's Plays as of recording that I still need to get, you know, processed or going and all that. So those are going to be coming up eventually. I don't really have a precise time of when, but it's going to be eventually. So yeah, expect those out when I can. And yeah. So let's see, that pretty much ends that level, which makes us go into the next level, which will end up being Minion. So I'm gonna go and end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, for the next one, expect up Minion storyline and expect up the ending cutscene with Warhawk. Yeah. So until the next one, guys, I'll see you later. And yeah, enjoy the series. Peace.